I'm Stefan Feller. I'm the former head of mission of the European Union police mission in Bosnia and Herzegovina. This mission has ceased to exist on the 30th of June. So I am a concerned citizen in Bosnia and Herzegovina, preparing to leave the country in order to undertake new challenges. Well, first of all, I mean, let's say I'm still speaking on behalf of the European Union, so you may kindly accept that I qualify this mission as being a success. But I'm also, if I say it as a person, I truly believe it has been a success. If you look at a mission that has been in this country for 10 years, and if you have witnessed the fate and the challenges of this mission for the best part of it, I have been attached to it in various functions since 8 years, you also know about those challenges that I sometimes describe as bumps in the road. It has never been perfect. And how could it have been? Because one of the reasons has been it has been the first mission of the European Union. So everything we have learned and everything we are implementing now in new missions of the European Union is based on lessons that we also have learned in and with EUPM. So we have had challenges, but we have had a tremendous success. We have been consistent in everything what we have been doing over 10 years. That is not easy for an international temporary organization. We have been consistent in setting us up following on to a United Nations peacekeeping mission, and we have been consistent in also making it clear that at some time we need to cease to exist, because we are a crisis management mission, and Bosnian and Herzegovinian law enforcement and the criminal justice system is not in a crisis. To the contrary, they are capable to fight the most serious cases of organized crime and corruption, as they have demonstrated. They are capable to conduct the most challenging operational situations, such as the annual commemoration of the genocide in Srebrenica, or many other things. They are learning and they are constantly improving, but they are sustainable police and criminal justice organizations. And I wish to finish with saying Bosnia and Herzegovina has many crises, of which we all know that most of them, or almost all of them, are on a political level, and we are not a political mission. So our crisis management time has successfully come to an end. Well, you see me smiling because I'm not the only member of the international community who has fallen in love with Bosnia and Herzegovina on a personal basis. I have been living with my family here for the best part of 4 years, and that has always been a pleasure. It has always been a time in a country where not only my work was satisfying, but also the culture, the communication with Bosnians and Herzegovinian friends, the landscape, all that environment has made it very, very pleasant for me. So these memories I'm taking behind. I have also seen citizens struggling and really asking the question, what can we do in order to improve our future? I have seen them, and I continue to see them, and I will memorize them as still after 17 years, severely affected by the memories and the legacy of the war. I see them struggling for reconciliation, and this is the most difficult process in a country that is comprised of 3 nations and also minorities. So this is something where I have seen citizens acting and asking the question what we can do. But I also have seen that despite the fact that there is quite some depression in these questions, what can we do to change our fate? Whenever I have said, well, everything you can change depends on what you want to change, and whatever you want to change you can make happen. Whenever I have said that, I have seen sometimes smaller, sometimes larger proof of concept for that. People taking their fate into their own hands and believing in that they can change the future of Bosnia and Herzegovina to the better, and this is what I also leave behind. I cannot be satisfied with gender issues in the police. I can be satisfied with the progress that has been made, together with dedicated officials in ministries and also within EUPM. We have taken gender issues mainstream inside EUPM because we are deeply convinced that this is important. So I could be satisfied with that. The improvement that we see inside police agents and other law enforcement and criminal justice agencies are better than even in some European Union standards countries, because we have made it such a priority. But there's so much left. My call would go to society and policymakers in Bosnia and Herzegovina not to forget that, and to make the work of those who work on gender issues right now in the institutions of Bosnia and Herzegovina sustainable, and not something that has to be done because the international community wanted to do it. We are deeply convinced of this, and this is why I also attached such a priority to it. The world is a better place if there is an understanding about how the work functions that is comprised of all genders. And it's a deeply human value and a matter of respect to make no difference between gender and ethnicities or religion. That doesn't matter, you name it. This is the fundamental value of humanity. That is also the foundation on which democratic policing, law enforcement and the rule of law are based.
Korupcija ti uzima sve.
Well, I'm neither satisfied nor the situation is better, except for one important important piece that is not sufficient, by far not sufficient. The police and the prosecutors have taken up the fight against corruption, and they have done some amazing work there. You have seen operational success stories where they have not been shying away from even arresting in large-scale operations police officers and public servants, and really been dedicated also to get themselves, so to say, into trouble, because that's never pleasant if you do that. So they have taken their share, but also from many perspectives that my Bosnian and Herzegovinian friends possibly know even better than I do, this is not enough, because the issue of corruption is so much tied into societal effects, political setups, administration and governance setups, not only in Bosnia and Herzegovina but also all over the Balkans, that it requires a dedication of the political class. It requires a dedication of citizens, of civil society, of everybody, including the police. But it's not only about repression, it is about wanting to turn the society upside down when it comes to all aspects of corruption. Well, see at what the director of the anti-corruption agency, what Sead Lisak, says frequently, and I couldn't agree more with him. This dedication currently is not there, but it has to be there, and it will be required from the European Union that it's going to be there. So this is a very difficult and challenging process lying ahead on Bosnia and Herzegovina's way towards the European Union. And my advice simply is, you better start it right now. You cannot afford being slow in this and saying, okay, we will get there whenever the requirements will be there. That is the typical way we have seen so often. You take your fate in your own hands and you want to change corruption, and then you can change it. First of all, thank you for your kind words, and I want to give them back because it's much more important to me to thank Bosnia and Herzegovina for having given me the opportunity to be at the helm of this organization and to assist the society and the system of governance, the police and the criminal justice in this difficult task. It's really important to give this appreciation back, because it would not have been possible without the partnership approach that I have witnessed, and without the friendliness that I have witnessed, without the fact that in the deepest political division and in the deepest antagonism of political struggles and challenges in this country, I would have never had 1 second where the doors of political representatives and partners, interlocutors, wouldn't have been open. In Sarajevo, in Banja Luka, in Tuzla, in Mostar, on state level, on entity level, in Britschko, you name it, on cantonal level, wherever I was needing to talk to a professional or to a politician, it was a matter of minutes and I have this appointment. And that's telling something about the partnership I wanted to thank you on behalf of Bosnia and Herzegovina for. So that's one message. The other message, I have no advice for my professional colleagues. They know what's lying ahead. They know how to do their business. I wanted to thank the national staff in EUPM, those more than 450 that accompanied us during this time, and I feel so connected to, because at the end we all go back into our home countries or to new challenges. They stay behind, and I want to put on record that they have been ambassadors of Bosnia and Herzegovina in 2 ways. They have made us understand what Bosnia and Herzegovina is about, and they have made Bosnia and Herzegovina understanding what we are about and the European Union is about. This is precious, and this staff you should keep high in esteem, because they have made this mission possible. Thank you so much.